To Folios in the Meter Center. My name is Paul Fields, and today we're going to talk about the Institutes of the Christian Religion, the one title which most people seem to identify with Calvin if they know nothing else about what he's written. Calvin wrote the Institutes in 5 major editions: 1536, 1539, 1543, 1550, and 1559. We're going to talk about the 1559 edition, which the center owns. It's a beautiful volume. The Institutes have grown from what was in 1536, one small volume, much like a catechism, to the final edition, which has 80 chapters. It's one volume divided among 4 books. It deals with the knowledge of God, the redemption of Christ, the grace of Christ, and the external means of salvation. So it's a wonderful work that covers a great many things which Calvin figured people needed to know if they were going to have a true understanding of piety. This particular volume was printed in 1559 by the Stefani family, Robert Stefani, the Etienne family. A whole talk could be given on the printing family, the Stefani family. They were known for producing tremendous works. This particular volume has this very famous printer's mark. When you see it, you absolutely know that this is a work by the Stefani family. Our book has kind of an interesting history to it. It came to the center in around 1979. It was bought by a pastor who, on his weekly jaunt to stores looking for used books, went to the Mission Industrial Store here in Grand Rapids, something that's very similar to a Goodwill store today, and found this particular volume. It was in good shape. The whole text block was here, but it had a Victorian cover slapped on it, which was kind of falling off at that point. He looked at it. He said, "My goodness, this looks like the real thing, is it?" He talked to the people there. They said, "Yes, we think it's probably an old book," but he left it. 3 weeks later, he went back and he paid $15 for it, and he brought it to Calvin, and that's how we got this edition of the Institutes. It's a beautiful edition, which as you look through it, if you go through it, you'll see that it's in very fine shape. The paper, as has been discussed before, is that great organic matter. It's just beautifully done. It has an index in the back, so it is very useful for a scholar who is attempting to find what Calvin wrote on a particular topic. It's always interesting to know that these works have been translated into English many times. They've been actually translated into many different editions, but this particular work has been the basis of the major English works, first done many years ago, but in 1816, the Allen edition came out. In 1843, the Beveridge edition came out, and then in the 1960s, the Battles edition appeared. And that's the one that most people refer to today, although the other 2 editions are equally fine, just a slightly different English, a little older style. It's a tremendous work, and it's one that scholars often will come to the center specifically to use, because it is the final edition of the Institutes.